right, so for lesson 6.13 today, our objective is going to be multiplying fractions by whole numbers. When you do this, there's a couple of steps involved, and I'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you some examples with pictures as well. So here's an example. It says there are 3 pizzas. Okay, so I could draw a picture. So I'm going to draw my 3 pizzas, assuming that they're all the same size, which clearly they're not identical here, but that's what we're assuming. And then you're going to also write a number sentence to go with the picture. So it says there are 3 pizzas, got those 3 pizzas. Each one has 1/4 remaining. So I could divide each pizza into 4 equal pieces. And I'm going to shade 1 piece on each to show that there's 1/4 left. Okay. How much is left? So I can count this and I could say 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So there is 3/4 of a pizza left. Okay. Now, if I wanted to show that as a number sentence, I'm going to show it like this. 3 times 1/4. And what that equals is 3/4. Now, I can show that to you in a picture. The other way that I could do it is I can show it to you with this number sentence. Now, here's what I know about multiplying with fractions. I can multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator gives me a new numerator. Denominator times denominator gives me a new denominator. But right now, I have a whole number 3. So I want to figure out how can I turn that into a fraction and it still be equal to 3 wholes. So I'm going to divide them like this. 3/1. What that means is here is 1 pizza, 2 pizzas, 3 pizzas, and each one of them has one whole big, huge piece, right? The whole pizza is the piece. So, and remember, fractions are division problems as well. So I can say 3 divided by 1, and that still equals 3 because I want it to be equal to my 3 wholes still. I can multiply that times 1/4, lining up. And so then when I go across, it's going to be 3 times 1 is 3, and 4 times 1 is 4. So 3 times 1/4 is 3/4, which is the answer I got up here. And I showed you that I could draw each one out and show you 3/4. All right, so let's look at this example. This says a florist has 5 bunches of daisies she wants to dye blue. The stems of each bunch need to sit in a mix of 1 cup of water and 1/8 teaspoon of food. What are you wondering? What do you guys think? Think about that. So in this case, we want to know how many teaspoons of food coloring are needed. If every bunch has 1/8 of a teaspoon. So how many bunches do I have? 5. Okay. And each one has 1/8. So that's going to be times 1/8. Okay, remember I can turn this 5 into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. Every time it's going to be that 1 if I'm dealing with a whole number. Then I multiply straight across. 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 8 is 8. Now I could show you my 5 bunches of daisies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to have 1/8. And this is going to have 1/8. And so will this one. And this one, and this one. And I could add those up. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. Because we know that multiplication is repeated addition. So what is this saying is I'm going to take this 1/8 5 times. Here are my 5 times to get 5/8. All right, so let's look at this right here. This is just another way to show this. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunches, and they actually divided each one into 8 pieces and colored in one of them, like we had done with our pizzas. And the shaded pieces, there are 5, and then I had 8 pieces on each one, so that would equal 5/8. So that was just another way to show it. So right here, I could show you 6 1 times a fourth. As multiplication, I can do it 6/1 times 1 over 4. And that's going to equal 6 over 4, because 6 times 1 is 6, and 1 times 4 is 4, because we go straight across. I can show you this as an addition problem, which means I'm going to show you 1/4 6 times. Do it like that, with my addition sign in between each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know with addition, my denominators stay the same. So I still have 6/4 there, okay? So I could show it to you in either way. The multiplication strategy is simpler, but I could write it out as an addition problem as well. So on this sheet right here, what we're looking at is we are looking at making lip balm. That's another way of saying chapstick. So it says lip balms protect your lips from chapping. It can be made at home with the help from an adult. The ingredients below are for one batch, and a batch gives you 4 tubes. Here's one batch, okay? One batch is 4 tubes. So for one batch, you need 4 teaspoons of beeswax, 2 teaspoons of shea butter, 3 teaspoons of almond oil, and 1/8 to 1 teaspoon of flavoring oil, depending on how strong you want it to be. So on each of these, I'm going to show you this first one, and then you're going to use this information for the rest of your problems as well, okay? And you need to pay attention to what the question is asking you. So let's do the first one together. It says, Yasmin made 2 batches of lemon lip balm. How many teaspoons of almond oil did she use? So she's making 2 batches, okay? And it's asking you specifically for almond oil. Almond oil is right here for this problem. She used 3 in one batch. But I'm not doing one batch, I'm doing 2 batches, so that would be 6 teaspoons. And I could show you that in this batch, I could show you 3. And in this second batch, I can show you 3. And when I add them up, I get 6 teaspoons, okay? So in words, I would say I have 2 groups, because it's 2 batches, 2 groups of 3 teaspoons in this case. My addition equation would be my 3 plus my 3, and that equals 6. My multiplication equation would be those same numbers, 2 groups of 3, which equals 6. Okay, now you're going to maybe use some fractions on some of them or some whole numbers on some of them. So just pay attention to what you're doing, and then use those strategies that I've shown you.